my darlings, I hope you're all doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In today's video, we'll be talking about tattoo regret once more. It's definitely a very, very hot topic as of late throughout the tattoo community and outside of the tattoo community as well. There's a lot of people talking about tattoo regret lately, and it's quite worrisome because there is this whole theory that tattoos are now out of style. And we shouldn't be getting tattooed anymore because it's not trendy, it's not fashionable, okay? So like, let's just get the cheese grater to our skin right now and just, you know, shave off all of those tattoos. No, please don't be doing that, okay? And don't be listening to people telling you that tattoos are out of style because they're wrong, okay? Tattoos have been around for thousands of years. They may decrease in popularity, but they're going to be around for at least another 1,000 years, right? Let's hope so anyway. But yes, we've all heard about tattoo regret by now, right? It's something that the majority of us have been warned about when we started getting tattooed, or even before we had our first tattoo. You know, if you mentioned it to a family member and said, ooh, I would love to get a tattoo, and then they instantly return with something like, oh, my friend Angela had a tattoo on her shoulder blade and she regretted it and she's still having it laser removed all these years later. She's been at it for years. She highly regrets it. It ruins her life. And other dramatic statements that I'm sure you can imagine. We've had it all, right? At least some time in our life, you've been told you're going to regret your tattoos, right? If you have a tattoo, it's happened. I can guarantee it. Normally we see tattoo regret as something that has happened to someone that got tattooed younger and then they changed their mind and now they regret their tattoo, or it's someone that got their partner's name tattooed on them and they've broken up, so now they regret the tattoo. But it's kind of rare to see people talk about their instant tattoo regrets. People who walk out of the tattoo studio and instantly regret their new tattoo. Well, people are now taking to social media apps like TikTok to talk about this exact situation and how they regret their new tattoos or something similar to that. The butterfly. God. The butterfly looks like it was out of a cartoon book. A coloring book. The flowers are so big. I'm literally stuck with this fucking thing for the rest of my life. It looks nothing like the picture. I don't know what to do.
I have instant regret. Like, I can't believe this is on my body for life. I'm so mad at myself. I don't know how I feel because, like, it's a really cute tattoo, but, like, why?
We just got tattoos and I already regret mine. It's so bad.
No, you look. I love it. Like Abby, I think it looks amazing.
I'm freaking out. I'm
Don't-
freaking out
Stop!
right now.
Don't freak out. It's literally fine, Abby.
I
really like it.
I like the tattoo. Not for me. It's not my vibe. This is it. It's so dainty and oh my god, it's not me. It's cute. It's
Well,
cute.
what you could do is you can do dainty on your arm, like dainty patchwork. No, Abby, it looks good.
It looks.
You wanna go back? You wanna go?
Oh my god. Just like compared to my. Okay.
Break
It's fine.
the wrist
It's fine.
again on a bigger scale.
Yeah. So then you can't. Oh my god, this was bad.
I know I cannot be the only one who does this. I always have immediate tattoo regret. After I get a new tattoo, I hate it. I'm like, oh my god, what did I do? And after it heals, I'm like, oh, okay, sick. I actually love this.
Now, before we get into the rest of this video, I want to quickly take a mention to STAYCOLD apparel. This video isn't sponsored and I am not affiliated in any way, shape or form. Basically, I'm not being paid to do this video, but they did send me some items of clothes to show you lovely people and also give you a discount code. Full transparency, not being paid, not affiliated, but you have a discount code. STAYCOLD are an incredible brand in my opinion. I really, really respect the fact that they themselves commission artists to do some artwork for their apparel. In a world where there are many, many businesses and brands heading towards the AI route, STAYCOLD are there to, you know, celebrate artists, whether that's tattoo artists or regular artists that I admire and respect so much. Alongside that, their clothing is such good quality, and I'm not just saying this to, you know, hype them up. Like, truly, the quality of like their t-shirts, like they're really nice and thick. The printing on their t-shirts doesn't feel, you know when you get a t-shirt and it's printed and it just feels like incredibly hard. I've got a back print on this t-shirt that is freaking stunning. You know when they just feel like hard and that like they're gonna crack immediately as soon as you wash them? They don't feel like that at all. Their hoodies, oh my gosh, they sent me one of their hoodies and it's so thick and soft. It is literally perfect for, you know, winter or summer evenings. At the minute in the UK, we're having that weather where it's really nice during the day, but as soon as the sun starts to set, it's freezing, and a hoodie like this would be perfect. And it also just looks so incredibly cool, like the black and red. Oh, all of their clothing is so incredibly unique. You will literally never find clothing like STAYCOLD clothing. Like, they stand out from the rest. What I love about STAYCOLD as well is their clothing is unisex. I am at the minute wearing a pair of their shorts. It's the black and red shorts. I'll just show you. What was that? Yeah, these are their shorts, and I'm quite wide at the hip area and the thigh area as well. I have thick thighs, so I always struggle to find clothes that fit properly. These fit incredibly well. It's like a glove. Yeah, I love that their clothes are unisex. You can wear them no matter who you are. And if you're like me, someone that has thick thighs, you could still definitely wear their shorts, and they're like true to size. So I'm like a UK size 14. I got the size large in the shorts. And again, they fit perfectly. They're not too tight. They don't make my thighs feel like they're trying to escape or anything. And yeah, I can only honestly highly recommend STAYCOLD for all your sort of alternative cool fashion needs. I will leave a link down below to their social media and to their website so you can have a little peruse and, you know, treat yourself to a really cool t-shirt or some shorts, hoodies. They have jackets as well, which are, oh, so good. Like, oh, who doesn't love a jacket? Anyway, going back to the topic of instant tattoo regret. I've already featured some people talking about instant tattoo regret on TikTok, but there's a couple more TikToks that I'd like to discuss because their comment section was incredibly interesting, and I want to kind of discuss the comments in hopes of helping anyone that might have instant tattoo regret themselves, or for those that might feel bad about the fact that they've had instant tattoo regret, because I have had a few messages over the many years I've been making tattoo related content of people being like, oh, I just got a new tattoo and I don't know how to feel about it. And I feel like we need to kind of like normalize that and discuss this. So one TikTok that I want to show you is from someone that doesn't have their name on their bio or profile or anything. It just says super secret account 087. So they basically said instant tattoo regret right after the appointment is so scary, and then your tattoo is very small. It's basically of like some angel wings or something on their collarbone, so nothing like too big or too drastic. It's a very small tattoo. Now this kind of feeling of instant tattoo regret can happen to anybody, literally anybody, for any size of tattoo. Most people do feel that sort of instant tattoo regret feeling when they've had a much bigger piece. They may have had a handful of other tattoos in their life, like really small ones, and they've been fine. Then they get their first big piece and it's like, holy crap, what did I do? This is such a huge commitment. But I feel like no matter what the tattoo, you feeling instant tattoo regret is okay. Everyone's gonna be so shocked about me saying that because you're probably expecting me to be like, oh my god, how dare you get tattooed and then regret it? Like, what are you doing? But surprisingly, instant tattoo regret is a lot more common than you think, but people really just don't talk about it because of the fear of not being accepted by the tattoo community, or being told to just, you know, grow up, stop being a wimp, or maybe just stop getting tattooed, when it shouldn't be like that. It should, you know, we should accept people a little bit more for how they feel. I want to boil down the fact that instant tattoo regret comes from anxiety, and the majority of us are very anxious people, right? I mean, I'm diagnosed as someone that has anxiety. Like, I've been to a doctor and they've told me, yes, you have anxiety. It's something that affects me like every day. Like, I'm such an overthinker, and I want to assume, and I know assuming makes you an arse out of me or whatever, but the majority of people that do have instant tattoo regret are definitely anxious beings. Anyway, before I ramble on anymore, let's take a look at the comment section. One person said, no girl, it's so cute. And then Secret, who is the person with the angel wing tattoo, said, in its defense, I have a lot of plasma and blood in there making it look thicker, and I think that's what's throwing me off. I just feel like I ruined my body. Now this is something that will probably help a lot of people when I say this. I know getting tattooed can be scary, especially when it's brand new and it's doing all of the things that it's doing, you know. For the first day or so, it is gonna leak plasma, and especially if it's under like second skin, it's gonna make the tattoo look incredibly distorted and not correct and not right. So if you want to make yourself feel better, look at a picture of what it looked like when it was first done. Most people end up taking a photo of their tattoo when it's first done, right? Even before it's wrapped or what have you, or the tattoo artist will post it on social media sometimes. To be honest, I'm never super fond of mine right at first. I think it's just because it's new and you aren't used to it, which is incredibly true. This is completely new to you, and because so many people put that pressure on you of tattoos are for life, it does seem like such a big commitment and something so serious. And I'm glad there are people out there that are still taking tattoos seriously, because I do say in a lot of my videos, people do take tattoos not so seriously anymore, but I'm glad there are still people out there that are like, whoa, this is a big commitment. Changing your body permanently is a lot for a lot of people to handle, and that is okay. Especially if you're an anxious person, it can take a little while for your body to adjust to this very big permanent change. And even if the tattoo is small, like Secrets here with the little angel wings, that's still a lot for your brain to process. And I know some of the old school tattoo fans out there will be like, oh my god, it's just a little tiny tattoo, like, you know, this person just needs to grow up and get over it. But like, that isn't helpful. You know, this isn't helpful to anybody. I always feel this way after a tattoo because I mourn the empty space that was once there, but as time goes on, you get used to it. It's like a birthmark, which is something I've been saying for so many years. When people say to me, oh my gosh, you have so many tattoos, and I'm like, oh wait, do I? Because you get so used to them. You don't even realize they're there. And I know it sounds incredibly stupid, especially for someone that is covered in tattoos, but they just become a part of you. You don't even notice them. So when people do give you weird looks in the street because they're not used to seeing, you know, a heavily tattooed person or whatever, or they just don't like tattoos, whatever the reason may be, but you get a stare, and you know what the stare is if you've had the stare before, right? I'm sure there's a few heavily tattooed people or moderately tattooed people nodding along with me right now going, yep, I know the stare. But you kind of forget they're there, so you're like, why are people looking at me like this? Like, do I have something on my face? Is there something in my, like, teeth? Like, what, is my hair a mess? Do I need to brush my hair? Because you forget about the tattoos. That aren't your first thought by any means, because they just become a part of you, like this person said, like a birthmark or freckles. But yeah, to mourn the empty space, that's something I've never personally gone through myself. I don't like empty space. Empty space bothers me. But yeah, I can understand why someone would mourn empty space, but I feel like if that seems like a very, very strong reaction. And I don't know, I wouldn't encourage someone that is very sad over losing empty space to carry on getting tattooed personally, because I feel like you're more attached to the empty space than the possibility of having a really cool tattoo, you know? Like, there's an imbalance there, to me personally. No, because when I got my first tattoo, the guy did his own little style without even consulting with me first. I've grown to kind of like it. Thank goodness it's on my back and I don't see it, which is probably very helpful because I don't see my own back tattoos either. Like, how often do you see your own back, you know? But with this comment, I can see as to why this could lead to someone instantly regretting their choice of having a tattoo, or in the long term regretting their tattoo because it's not what they wanted. The way to kind of avoid this, should this ever happen to you, is obviously communication, stress what you do and do not want from your tattoo. You are allowed to do this because it is going to be on your body forever. And if a tattoo artist is like, oh, you're being too fussy, remove yourself from that artist. Go find someone else. Obviously, sometimes a tattoo artist will tell you what will and will not work. That's okay. They're the professionals. They know better. But if they're just being so incredibly rude about it, not trying to help you with the process, getting a tattoo is a collaborative experience between you and your tattoo artist. It shouldn't be the tattoo artist barking orders at you and telling you what is gonna happen. No, okay? That's a red flag. But there should be some leeway or compromise, or an artist trying to guide you on what's gonna work. And if you still don't like what the artist is trying to envision or create for you, then you can leave and try and find an artist that may be able to do what you want or work with you better. But the chances are, if another artist after that is still telling you, no, this isn't gonna work, then maybe it's not gonna work and you have to think of something else, okay? But yeah, communication is key. Obviously in this person's instance, the tattoo artist just did whatever they want, which isn't cool. Unless you do give them creative freedom, then, you know, they're going to do what they want. But yeah, look out for the signs of an artist that isn't willing to work with their clients. See, I love my idea, but the artist didn't do what I asked at all. That's why I'm upset. I'm stuck with it. So this is obviously someone that had a specific idea in mind and the artist just ran with it. And that, in my opinion, is incredibly sad. And that's obviously one reason as to why someone will end up with instant tattoo regret. And this is why I feel like we should be a lot more accepting of people that do have that instant tattoo regret, and we shouldn't shame them because sometimes it is out of their hands, which of course is incredibly sad, and it's kind of scary even for us seasoned tattoo getters or clients, especially even for me. Like, this kind of thing could happen to me, who, you know, has been tattooed many times by many different artists. Something like this could still happen to someone like me, you know? It could happen to any of us. Now, of course, you don't want to be telling a tattoo artist how to do their job, but while they are tattooing you, if you're worried about what's happening throughout the tattooing process, or things are starting to look how you don't want them to look, you can just simply ask, hey, what's happening now? Or what are you going to be doing now? And if a tattoo artist has a problem with you asking questions, then they are not a good tattoo artist, in my opinion. I'll probably get a lot of hate from tattoo artists for that, but if you're not willing to help, you know, a nervous tattoo client, what are you doing? Like, this is going to be on their body for life. They're just checking that something that is going to be on their body for life is going to look how they wanted it to. It's no issue to explain what you're doing and ease their mind. Thank you. I just want to add on to this while I'm editing. Apologies, because I feel like I'm going to get a comment or two about this from tattoo artists or even clients, I don't know, that will be along the lines of, well, you should trust your tattoo artist, which of course, I mean, obviously, I'll only ever recommend people go to tattoo artists that they trust. But as an anxious girly, sometimes anxiety just gets the better of everybody. All right, our minds start overthinking and make us worried, and sometimes we forget to trust the process. So it's okay to ask questions, in my opinion anyway. I got a back tat that was very unnecessary. I hate it. I'd like to know how that one happened. Like, how is a back tattoo very unnecessary if you ask for it? And then there's this one that says this, but I also don't believe in removal or cover-ups, because everything I got was for a reason. So I just live with it, because even though I don't like it, someone else will think it's cute. I like the outlook of, well, I guess I was meant to have this. Like, it was here for a reason kind of thing. I kind of like that outlook. And that could maybe be comforting to those that do have instant tattoo regret. I don't know. But there is, of course, you know, removal or cover-ups, but that is obviously extra money for you. So again, I can only stress communication is key when you get tattooed. If you don't like it because the tattoo artist has done whatever they wanted. But if you are having feelings of, oh my gosh, what did I do? Then of course, if those feelings don't go away after 2 or 3 weeks, once the tattoo has healed and everything has settled, then it may just be a permanent regret tattoo and not one you're regretting because it's just something new. So you can go down the cover-up route if you want, you know, it to look different, or you can have a rework, things added onto it. But if you're having that instant regret feeling because you're just like, oh, okay, tattoos are not for me, then obviously there is laser removal. But I can only stress that you have to really, really think about getting tattooed before getting tattooed or making the commitment, you know. One thing I will suggest, if you're someone that might have doubts about getting tattooed, like you want to get tattooed but you're not sure if you're gonna like it, temporary tattoos. I cannot stress temporary tattoos enough. You don't need to be a child to be playing around with temporary tattoos. You could be, you know, 18, 19, 20 playing around with temporary tattoos. You can be doing it in your 30s, okay? I freaking love temporary tattoos. I have since I was a kid. I think they're wonderful. You'll be able to find some temporary tattoos from artists on Etsy or what have you. You know, try and find a temporary tattoo that's similar to something that you want or a size that you want. Whack the temporary tattoo on the placement you want a permanent tattoo. See if you like it, wear it for a couple of days, take some photos and see if you know, like the way you look with a tattoo. And if you do, go ahead and get it. And if you don't, well, you just got to scrub off this temporary tattoo and you don't have to go through an actual tattoo. I've played around with temporary tattoos to figure out if I want placements tattooed. I did it for my legs many, many years ago. It was probably one of my like first videos. I don't even know if the video is still up, to be honest with you. But yeah, I stuck a bunch of temporary tattoos all over my legs. Figured out that, yeah, you know what? I like my legs looking tattooed. So I started getting tattooed on my legs. I then did a temporary tattoo for my neck, I believe. And that didn't honestly help me with my decision as much because the temporary tattoo that I used was quite small, so I was just like, I don't know if this would suit me. Anyway, I ended up getting my neck tattooed, and it was honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made because I freaking love my neck tattoo so much. And I also think I did temporary tattoos for my hands as well. And that pretty much, you know, helped me with the decision to get my hands tattooed because I was just like, oh my god, like I love it so, so much. But yeah, temporary tattoos are so incredibly helpful. Like, people may laugh at you for doing it, but trust me, it may save you from years of regret or, you know, spending a lot of money on cover-ups, reworks, or laser. So the next TikTok we're going to take a look at is from someone called Martine. Martine has some tattoos already, but her TikTok says, post-tattoo regret every time. So as you can see, Martine has some traditional tattoos there that are incredible, by the way. They look so freaking good. But what I think she's trying to say is the fact that every time she gets tattooed, she has that like instant regret of, why did I do this? Which again, I want to sit here and normalize, okay? Because it is a lot for your body to take. Whether you're an anxious person or not, it is a big change. Especially the size of the tattoos Martine is having there. Like, sure, they're not big sleeves, it's not a big back piece, but they are somewhat big tattoos, you know, they're not like tiny ones or anything. So that is obviously a big shock to the system. So let's take a look at some of the comments on this TikTok. One says, this only happens to me on my arm because I'm doing a patchwork sleeve, so I feel like I look unfinished, which that I can understand somewhat. It's not so much a regret feeling for me when I see gaps. It's more of a, oh, for God's sake, I have to deal with that. I have to try and think of something to put in this gap. And the more you get tattooed, the more gaps pop up. You know, you put a tattoo in the middle of a big gap and then you got 2 gaps on either side of this new tattoo now. You're like, oh god, what have I got to do with this? And if you are working on a patchwork sleeve, it's one of those tattoo placement situations where it's an ongoing process. I've been getting tattooed on this arm for many years now, and I still have quite a few gaps that I could definitely, you know, fill in with some tattoos. I'm just incredibly like lazy with it. I'm very slow with this sleeve. I don't know why. It's usually until it heals and matches my other ones. At first, I always think it doesn't match, which this is true. It does take a little while for a new tattoo to settle in and match the rest of your tattoo. I want to say about 2 months. So obviously a tattoo is fully healed after about 4 weeks, but it still may look a little bit too new, a little bit too vibrant, a little bit shiny still. It does take a little while for newer tattoos to settle in and look like the rest of your tattoos, but give it some time. It will get there eventually and it won't stand out so much. They grow on me once they're healed, but at first I'm like, oh, I hate it. And the thing is, 178 people have liked this. Like, there is definitely people out there that have the same feeling. I do want to highlight that because I feel like, again, like I was saying earlier, so many people get tattooed and feel like they can't have negative feelings towards their new tattoos because they may be looked down upon or whatever. I usually don't like mine until about a week later, so that probably factors in the time to kind of get used to it, for the tattoos to start healing, and just for your brain to accept that it's there. I want to tattoo over my last tattoo I just got about 3 months ago. I should have just said no, I don't like the design. And I need to stress this, if you are delivered a tattoo design that you don't like, do not get it. There's this thing called like a people pleaser tattoo where people just accept a tattoo that a tattoo artist has delivered them just because they don't want to say no or they don't want to offend the tattoo artist. But trust me, okay, trust me, a tattoo artist would much rather hear you say, no, I don't like that, than for you to get the tattoo, go home and then be miserable because you have a tattoo that you don't like. Like, that would break their heart knowing that they tattooed something that you don't like. Like, there's been so many tattoo artists discussing this whole people pleaser tattoo thing and being like, oh my god, no, please don't do that. Please talk to me about what you do and do not like and I can make changes. It's not that deep. We're not going to be offended, because they'd much rather you walk around with something that you're proud of and will talk about, because that's good business for them. Like, if I was to sit here and say, oh, I just got a new tattoo and I don't like it, the design isn't what I asked for, then that is really negative for that tattoo artist, isn't it? It makes them come across as someone that is incapable of doing a good tattoo or listening to what their client wants. If I sat here and said, oh, so I recently had a new tattoo, I was talking to the tattoo artist, they gave me a design and there was a couple of things that I wanted changing and they were very, very accepting of that and they listened to what I wanted and made some changes, it was no issues, there was no drama, that would be like so much better for that tattoo artist, wouldn't it? And you'd all be like, wow, yeah, that tattoo artist sounds like they really listen and really care about their clients, right? Okay. But if a tattoo artist does kick up a fuss, then leave. I have an upcoming tattoo appointment and I'm dreading this feeling. I mean, this is something that could happen to literally any one of us, like I mentioned earlier. I feel like the more you get tattooed, the less likely a instant tattoo regret tattoo is going to happen. But it could still happen to literally anyone. It could happen to me at my next tattoo appointment, whatever that may be. I myself have had this kind of instant it's not so much a regret, it's an instant like, oh god, what did I do? So is that a regret? Maybe, I don't know. Like, to me, regret is such a strong word. There isn't much of anything I've ever regretted in my life. I've discussed this before. The only one thing that I truly have ever regretted in my life is throwing away my childhood doll. I don't know, that's like the only one that I can think of. But I myself have had a few tattoos, mainly on my lower legs, not so much do you know what? The one that does stand out to me the most is my calf tattoo on my right. I had to look at my left and right on my thumbs. On my right leg. It's a slushy drink popcorn cinema ticket. It's like a cinema type of tattoo, right? Because I love films and TV shows and all of that. Like, and it's there to represent my love for that. And that was probably like one of my biggest lower leg tattoos. I don't know when I got this. It's 2018 maybe, or 2019. I don't remember when I got it. But I remember, like, I love the tattoo instantly. Like, I love the design. I still to this day love this tattoo. But I remember when I walked out, I was kind of like, oh god, like that's quite a big leg tattoo there. Like, that's pretty, oh, like, wow. Okay. And that feeling kind of like passed very, very, very quickly for me. It was kind of like a blip. To be honest, I remember the exact moment that feeling come over me. It was weird. It was definitely more anxiety based than anything. So I had like this anxious feeling kind of wash over me. But I was on the I was with my best friend Yasmin. She came with me to this tattoo when I got this tattoo. And I think we were in New Look, which is a clothing store. And I was either going up or down an escalator. I don't remember. But I was on an escalator. And I remember this like anxious feeling just like washing over me of like, oh god, what have I done? And it passed very, very quickly. But yeah, I felt like this type of conversation or discussing this type of topic really needed to be had, just to like normalize it and make anyone that has ever doubted themselves or had that instant tattoo regret feeling not to feel bad. It does come from like a anxious point of view, or your body just being like, whoa, this is new, I don't know how to handle this, so I'm just going to give you a negative feeling because I don't know about this. And it's okay. Don't let anyone tell you it's not okay. I would love to know if you have ever had an instant tattoo regret. Do discuss it down below. Did you end up learning to love the tattoo, or do you still regret the tattoo? How long did it take for you to get over that instant tattoo regret feeling, or is it still lingering? Put your stories down below. I'm sure it will help some people out there feel like what they have felt in the past or what they're feeling now is okay. Look forward to reading your comments on this video. I'm very excited to see what people have to say about this whole thing. And yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you for being here and hanging out with me. And until my next video, stay safe, stay well, and yeah, okay. Goodbye. I can never do my outros. What is wrong with me? But yeah, okay, goodbye.